Hey, what's up, everybody? It's April 13th, 2019. I'm your host, W. Dell. This is the standard, playoff edition, NBA playoff edition. It's playoff that time of the year. NCAA's are done. National champion Virginia, congratulations. I didn't like the way that tournament ended. I thought Virginia, you know, it's kind of pretty much given, like, refs terrible. I hate terrible officiating. I don't want. I shouldn't attack the players or the kids because you do what you got to do in that spot, and you just continue to try to win the game. As a player and as coaches and the fan base, so that's what they want. So the ref gives you a call or helps you, whatever in your favor. It's great. But when it's on the other side, it's terrible. And me, I'm definitely was a neutral guy, even though I prefer the Tar Heels, so I'm an ACC. So do you think I'll be ACC guy? But it doesn't really matter to me. I'm here to watch the game, enjoy the game. I love the game, man. You know that. I love the game more than my team. I love the sport. But I just thought Virginia got over on Auburn on Auburn in the Final Four game, and then later on. So but that's going on, or that's done with. WrestleMania came and went. We're a big wrestling fan here, so and that was awesome. Baseball season just popping off. It's a real crazy sports time of the year. NHL playoffs going down, for the hockey guys, and the Masters too. Tiger and Kafka, all them dudes is doing their thing right now. So, we should crank out more episodes. I'm not gonna try to stay away for too long. I was going a while a little bit, but with that said, I'm here. Let's get to it. NBA playoffs 2019 is gonna be the first time we have no LeBron in the playoffs, and I think that's a blessing. And from a standpoint of me, I like LeBron James. I'm a LeBron James guy. You want to say I think he's awesome. I've always showed him, give him his props. But it's a blessing that this guy's not in the playoffs, man. When we talk about LeBron, everything that has to come with it, you have to talk about the LeBron sexuals, then you have to talk about the LeBron haters, which are both extremes. They're like the left and the right. They're like the donkey and the elephant. They like the Bloods and the Crips. And they drive people, they're nuts. I don't want any part to deal with either side. So I just like I said, and we don't really, and I brought him up now. He said LeBron, LeBron. I know. It's what, 16 years, man, right? 16 years. This guy been in the league, and he had the playoff run. I don't remember when last time he's missed it. Y'all can help me out with that. I think it was 7, 06, not 07. They went to the finals, but 06, 05, something like that. 05 probably was. So this is a new thing almost. It's been like 15 years, like 13 years. So it's gonna be cool that we can have the playoffs without him there. As just the main focal, because it's like he was the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference didn't even matter. For 8 straight seasons, the Eastern Conference didn't matter. Now, we're ready to go. We got a bunch of teams there. They're still not as powerful as the West, as good as the Western Conference teams, but it's still way more interesting. We don't know who's coming out. I'm gonna make my predictions. Y'all got y'all predictions. Somewhere in between them, there's a correct answer. But last year and the year before that, we knew LeBron was coming out, man. You knew. I mean, you might not have thought it, or thought different, or hope for different, but it was a foregone conclusion. It was written, it was imminent. It was imminent. So, but he's not gonna be in the playoffs, and that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a cool thing. When you talk about LeBron, you got to talk about the Lakers situation. Magic just waking up and quitting one day. Magic don't want to do that shit. Magic don't want to do all that shit. He don't want to deal with it. He don't want to be, he don't want to scout. He don't want to get yelled at. He don't want to get blamed for shit. He don't want to deal with LeVar. He don't want to hear Genie. He want to be able to tweet. He want to be able to talk about guys who are not Lakers. He just want to chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows Magic is very, very, very open. So, when you're a general manager, it's Godfather shit, yo. You fuck with just your people, so or everybody else is enemies or don't matter. So he don't want to do that no more. Everyone has speculation. Why? Now right after that, Luke Walton, the firing of him came down yesterday, Friday on the 12th. So the Lakers are gonna go back to the drawing board. It's a very proud franchise, proud organization with a huge monster fan base who expects has an expectation level that they almost demand, and they have a lot of detractors. They just get this attention. You know how that goes. New York Yankee status, Dallas Cowboy status. You know, they have their names always gonna be in someone's mouth. So that's the Lakers got that going on, and we're gonna see what happens who they hire. And they're gonna go into the lottery along with a bunch of other teams and roll the dice for Zion and Ja and R.J. Barrett and the rest of those kids out the 2019 draft class. The rookies, Trey and Luca, phenomenal season. These guys were traded for each other to draft. Hawks picked Luca, knowing that the Mavs picked behind them, and the Mavs were interested in that big European shooter, versatile, player like Luca. Same kind of guy they wanted, and they went in and gave the Knicks whatever they wanted for Porzingis, and like they drafted even with Dirk 20 years ago. Cuban, that's what he likes. And the Hawks knew that, and the Hawks decided we're gonna take Luca, and then we're gonna hold him hostage, and we're gonna get trade from them, make them take trade, and then we're gonna get the other pick from them, and that's what they did. So now, the Hawks are gonna go into the lottery with the Mavs pick again this season, because of the trade last year. But the Mavs don't give a shit. They got their guy. They like this, you know. So, that. Season's been real interesting. We talk about the Mavs. You got to what up, Dirk and D Wade. Hell of a ride. Dirk been around forever, 20-year career. What he was 1997 draft. 97 draft, yo. There's only one guy left now after the 90s class, and that's Vince. He's the last guy from the 1990s draft class. Last in the league. Dirk, phenomenal. Thanks. D Wade, what can we say? 16 years. Even in your last games out, you tore apart the American Airlines Arena, your last game in Miami with your 30 points. Then you came up here to Brooklyn in the Barclay, and you blessed us with your last performance ever. You gave a triple-double. And the Nets were still able to win too, so it worked out for us a bit. But no, seriously, D Wade, phenomenal player, class act. It's hard to say things bad about him. Nowadays, people always find something bad to say about somebody, and you can probably sure, but D Wade, you find something bad about anybody, but you would have to go and find, go hard, and it's D Wade's a class act, and we appreciate the ride. 3 championships. He played the Heat all but 1.5 seasons. He was on the Miami Heat. And Wade County. Not the Dade, Wade, baby. South Florida, man. 305, all of y'all. 954 561. South Florida, what up? So, yeah, man. 772. 772. Yeah, so round one. Where are we gonna start? I don't even know where to start this. As the great Nazir Jones said, I don't even know where to start this. Alright. Let's get right to it. We're gonna go to the first round matchup in the Eastern Conference, Milwaukee Bucks and the banged up Detroit Pistons. The heavily favored top-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. They cruised through the playoffs. They have the best record in the NBA. We all know that. They have one of the top 2 players in the league, and Giannis. They are, or I should say, the 2 top MVP candidates in the league. They are gonna steamroll the Pistons. The Pistons obviously are banged up. Blake's hurting. We're gonna see, if he's gonna pop up and be effective at all, and if he's not there, they don't even have a chance. They'll be out of there in 4. That will be a sweep if Blake Griffin doesn't play, or if he's not effective. there's not really much to go home about on this one. So like I said, we're gonna take the Bucks in a sweep. Um, we're gonna go to the West and get to a more intriguing matchup. You know, start with the Bucks in Detroit. You're like, oh God, that's like, oh God, those games might be tough to watch. You know, I don't know, man. If there's other games on, Bucks Detroit, are you pumped up about that? No, I'm giving you time to answer. Are you pumped up about Bucks Detroit? Word, no. All right. So, but yeah, the more intriguing matchup out west, 3-6 matchup. OKC, the low seed, the six, going against the Northwest boys, the Portland Trailblazers. Portland, you know the deal. Both teams were treated last year in the playoffs. Both teams were gotten up out of there quickly, if you remember. Portland and OKC automatically brings you to the matchup at the top, and that's Russell Westbrook versus Damian Lillard. These two guys, both ferocious competitors. Both of them are not very friend kind of guys, and they have had their run-ins with each other. But there's a lot of respect. But with that said, that's all that is what it is. But we talking about a matchup. We talking about two teams who are starving and have, you know, they wanna redeem themselves. They have redemption on their minds from last year's, you know, untimely, quick exits. So, you know, both teams are gonna come out, and I think this is gonna be a long series, and I think it's gonna be 6. Cause I really like Thunder, because at the end of the day, I think Westbrook and George, they really trust each other. They really like each other. It really works, you know, and you know, Jeremy Grant's gotten better. The Thunder's a funny team. They're the type of team they can go far as fuck in the playoffs. You know, even to the conference finals, maybe even more than that. Who knows? Depending on the bracket situation, and because they don't have to see the Warriors to the last round, and who knows? You know, maybe they get picked off in the second round by Houston. You know, or Houston. You know what I'm saying? Thunder, you know, they can go. They can do anything. They can go out in the first. They can take it all away. You know, who knows? They're kind of, but I don't really like Portland when it comes to up front, especially with Nurkic out. I just don't like their upper chances, and I think they're gonna show heart, and I think that'll get them 2 games, and I think they'll succumb to the Thunder in Game 6 in Oklahoma City. So give me the Thunder in 6. Next, we're gonna go to the Eastern Conference, and we're gonna go to another, you know, not sexy matchup, but you know, it's definitely better than that Buck Detroit joint, and that is gonna be Orlando versus Toronto. You know, like I said, it's not sexy, but there's a lot of decent players there in Orlando. We're gonna talk about the Magic real quick because, you know, a couple of shows ago we talked about the Magic when I was with Trev and Jeff, and we talked about their playoff team. We didn't think they were gonna make it. You know, I asked the guys like, nah, you know, and we weren't crazy for that. But the Orlando Magic had put together a solid run down the stretch, and it was enough to steal a pretty bad South Eastern Division in the Eastern Conference. They won a division title, so that much tells you what it must say about divisions in the NBA. And I think it was they won 41-41, and they won it. So the Magic, they're gonna go into Toronto and see Kawhi and Lowry and Siakam and the rest of those boys, and Van Fleet and them off the bench, Baca, and they're gonna they're gonna go hard. I know they're gonna play tough, cause Orlando is a very tough defensive team. You know, they got the big Vukovic's their best player. You know, they got Ross. You know, and they got other shooters. Defensive team, you know, or Aaron Gordon's there. They both get you 15, him and Ross. I'm not going to try to sit here and play Orlando, but I think that, you know, they're in a better spot than the Pistons. They're healthier, you know, and the team are playing a team just on the same caliber as the Pistons opponent, you know, Milwaukee. But so I like obviously I like the Raptors. So I think Orlando's going to get them one, and give me the Raptors in 5 to close them out in Game 5 in Toronto. Next matchup is one that is going to be interesting, and it's not, that's Houston, Utah. Not, not for any other fact that those the Jazz are always gonna be tough. They're tough at home. But we're talking about the Rockets. Teams put together the second half. That's been so phenomenal after that slow start. Chris Paul is healthy. Everyone is healthy now, and the Jazz gonna give him hell. But ultimately, I think the Rockets will win the series in 7. I, it's just hard, this is one of the ones I could be wrong on, because just like the Thunder, the Jazz, just like the Thunder, the Rockets can get touched. These teams are explosive, and then sometimes they blow up, on themselves as well. Harden, this is the time of year where people doubt him. His first round, he gonna do him regardless. But people got their eye on him. They want to say he's not as good, or critique his game, or say he's nothing in the postseason. Yeah, so I like like I said, I like the Rockets. I do, but I'm just saying the Jazz can catch them. So therefore, I'm gonna take Rockets 7. I don't see the Rockets closing the Jazz out in their building in Game 6, and it's hard for me just to give the Jazz one game. So give me the Rockets in 7. As long as everybody stay healthy. Next matchup, East Coast flavor. Bagels or cheesesteaks. Philadelphia 76ers or the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are 6th seed. Everybody's loved the season they had. Young players. We talked about them before. Philadelphia, a team built for now. This is where the process. This is where the process really, the point of the process where we expecting results. The Sixers process been going for a while, and they're a top team in the league, one of the top 6 or 7 or 8 teams in the league, and they're also one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. But they have kinks in their armor, and they can be beat, especially by a scrappy, gunning, 3-point shooting, high green light team, high tempo. Brooklyn Nets. We're talking about a coach who has confidence in these players, and he thinks they can go do things. And a lot of the people believe, and they believe. With that said, we got to talk about the matchups though, because feeling like you can win and believing in yourself is barely half the battle, and you got to play the game. And we're gonna start at the top of the key with the Sixers. If the Nets, when we talk about, first of all, Joel Embiid is banged up. We don't know, but he's saying his knees is banged up. But even if he's banged up, he still give you 37. He still give you 37 in Game 1 and then 26 in Game 2, and then you down 2-0 if you're the Nets. So Embiid obviously the focus point. He's probably most best physical player in the league, amongst the best of that. He's a tremendous talent, and this is the playoffs now. So these guys are gonna be on another level. And there's no backing off. It starts with Ben Simmons for the Sixers. If I'm the Nets, you gotta let Ben Simmons shoot the rock. If you let Ben, I said it, before I say it again, you let Ben Simmons shoot the rock, because he's the man without confidence with the basketball. It's not like he's just a bad shooter and he misses, but he'll shoot it anyway. Like a Westbrook, who's gonna say, I don't care, I'm gonna shoot it, I'm gonna make him shoot, and eventually he's gonna hit some shots. But Ben, it doesn't have any confidence in that jump shot. And they know that's the best shot the Nets have. Because if Embiid goes crazy and then you start letting Ben Simmons get to the bucket, you're not going to have a shot. But with all that said, the Nets, they got a big man. He can't guard Embiid, but, he can alter shots. And Jared Allen, and then you got, you got the guards, you got the swing man LeVert, and you got a Dinwiddie and D'Angelo. They're going to do what they do. Joe's there. And they got the forwards. They got your boy Carroll, and they got Rondae Hollis and JJ Redick. Can't forget about him. With all that said, and we're gonna talk about it more as the, games are gonna go by. We're just giving the predictions. Nets Sixers. I like the Nets in 7. I do. I think the Nets can. I think the Nets can win a game 7 in Philadelphia. Nah, I'm playing. Nets ain't winning that series, man. I don't think so. I think the Sixers gonna win in 7. I just that was talking out my heart, yo. You know, I want it, but come on. At the end of the day, the Sixers, Tobias is there and Butler's there. I like the Sixers in 7. No bullshitting. Mark that down. It's gonna be a long, great series, and as long as possible, hopefully. We'll go back out west. We got Golden State in the Clip joint. The Clippers, great season. Doc's gotten everything out of those guys. Young players. They got a young point guard. The Rook gonna play. They got Harrell, and then they have obviously the vets like Beverly and Gallinari, and they're gonna go in there and play the Warriors. It's not really much to talk about. It's just how long they're gonna last, and I don't think it's gonna be too long. But maybe they'll get one, maybe they won't. Warriors in 5, and then we swing back to the East with it. Very intriguing matchup. Very intriguing matchup. And I'm talking about Boston and Indiana. Boston cruised through the regular season, 40-something win team, just chilling, lamping, lounging through the season. Not high, just obviously they got a lot of high expectations, so people weren't like, wondering, is this what they are? And a lot of people say, don't worry about it. When the playoffs come, they're going to get it together. So now it's playoffs. They're going against a team, a real pick and roll, defensive, physical oriented team in the Indiana Pacers. And that's another one. That's going to be a long series. And I like Boston to win that series. And I like them. I think Boston can go into Indiana in a game 6 and take them down to let us know who they are and remind us who they are. Whether we could talk, guys like me could talk about the Kyrie and his chemistry and this and that, whatever we say. At the end of the day, this is an extremely talented basketball team. And this is a basketball team who believes in the ultimate goal, and that's a championship in June. And they're going to be trying to get that. And the Pacers, like I said, all of that is cool. The hard, tough team. We don't have Victor Oladipo. We're going to play hard. Demontis Sabonis, pick and roll. They're gonna use Collison and Tariq and Wesley Matthews and whoever have you. But I just don't think it's gonna get it done. I think they're gonna take a couple of punches, but ultimately, I think they will succumb to the Celtics in Indiana in Game 6. So give me the Celtics in 6, and that's pretty much wraps it up. Oh, my bad. Did I talk about the Spurs and the Nuggets? Oh, I did not. Spurs Nuggets. Very interesting series. The Nuggets didn't make the playoffs last year. They're a 2 seed this year. They're coming through. And it's funny that they're a 2 seed and they chased the Warriors or flip-flopped the Warriors. Not chased them because they had the 1st seed for a while. They finished the season losing 6 out of 11, so then they put them out of that. So they almost lost the 2 seed even. But with that said, everything is a clean slate. And that's why I really think they're in trouble against the Spurs. This is the Spurs. Like, to me, if the Spurs don't get it done and beat the Nuggets, even though they're the 7, but it's the Spurs still. They still got some. They still got a little of that aura. I know TD gone, but they still got a little of that aura left. They still got magical. Guys, they still got the pop. You got DeRozan, you got Aldridge. Boom, right there. You got other guys. The Spurs just have that thing about them, man. I know I sound kind of crazy right now, but if you could dig me real quick, and I want to see that get killed. And until that happens, it's hard just to ride with this new team like that. If it was the Jazz or something, like, yo, they'll kick the Spurs' ass maybe, But the Nuggets, they have to show us, But we just gotta talk about them real quick because they deserve that. Murray and Harris, the backcourt, they deserve to be mentioned. And Jokic, he and Aldridge, that's gonna be the key matchup, And the Nuggets have a lot to prove. They're not a respected 2 seed, even in the West. They're not. No, you got to show these people, man. You got to show Goodell. You got to show these people. You got to show the Spurs what you about. Because motherfuckers don't respect the Nuggets, man. Motherfuckers don't respect the Nuggets. You think they know that? I think they know that. That's why I'm going to pick them. I think the Nuggets, both teams don't like to lose at home. But I think the Nuggets are also going to give the Spurs their ultimate exit pass out the first round. I think the Spurs, they're going to give the Nuggets what they can handle, but I think at the end it will be another 7-game series. I know, so I picked 3 7-game series. Go to Houston, Utah, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and this one, I think. Yeah, I like the Nuggets to win in 7. I think DeRozan had the best year of his career on the pop. He's averaging 25, 26, or 24. I know he's averaging like 7 and 6. I don't remember the number in the 20s. And Aldridge he gets my respect. They're gonna bring the Nuggets all they can handle. But I just think, I like the Nuggets just because of what I said. You got all this to prove, and you can't. If they don't do nothing, if they lose, man, get them the fuck out of here. If the Nuggets don't get them done, get them the fuck out of here, man. Don't be playing with our time, yo. You gonna come out here like you popping and you on. We talking about you all year. Get it done. Go beat the Spurs. Let us know you here. But so that's why I was talking about the Thunder. If the Thunder can get by the Trailblazers, then they in this bracket, they get the winner of this matchup. The Thunder, you never know, man. Watch out for them. But they got to get it done in the first round. So they get the winner of this one. They don't reseed. The Thunder is a 6 in the 3-6 matchup, and they'll get the winner of the 2-3, which is Nuggets. With the winner of the 2-7, which is Nuggets and Spurs. And the Thunder could beat both of their asses. So watch out, man, for them. If the Warriors get caught up with the Rockets or whatever, you never know, man. The Thunder can end up in the finals. But then, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Teams get caught up and then they don't make the finals, then some other team come out of nowhere. And then they up in that bitch. So that's the sleeper. So anyway, I had great fun today on the Standard. We're gonna come through shortly. Not make the people wait. There's a lot of content out there. So we're gonna expand soon. That's about it, man. R.I.P. Nip. R.I.P. my brother Bobby Bots. Today's Bobby Day. 1 year we lost you, bro. I'm gonna honor you later. Saturday the 13th of April, 2019. It's your boy Dubby signing out. Standard. Enjoy the first round today. I'm gonna put the my predictions on. I'm on here. I'm gonna put them on FB right now. So even if this come out Sunday or whatever, I ain't gonna get. I'm gonna put that on paper. If it is written, it shall be done. It shall be done when it is written. See you next time, Standard.